Look how sad it kind of looks. Well, it tends to be more acidic. You'll find that, okay, so you're making coffee at home, you're following all the steps, but you just can't get it right. Maybe your crema is really thin, or it just doesn't taste good or look good. Maybe your extractions are running really long or really quick. And there's probably one huge step that you're missing, and I think a lot of people miss this step, and that is looking for this little roast date on the back of your coffee bag. Using the coffee in the right window of time since it was roasted will have a huge impact on so many things about the coffee making process for you. I can definitely say that I've had baristas change everything about the product they've put out there in cafes as well, but definitely in homes, people underestimate how valuable it is to have a roast date on the bag that dictates the window of opportunity that you should be using that coffee. So today I'm going to take you through a little experiment. We've just got 3 cups here. I've got 1 cup of beans here, very fresh, beautifully roasted just yesterday. Now these are all our champion blend, medium roast, available online. So if you wanted to do this experiment yourself, you could do it at home. Head to artisti.com.au to grab some beans. All right, really fresh beans. I've got some beans that are 18 days aged. Now, I'll come back to the window of opportunity that we really want to use that in. But then we've also got some old coffee. I managed to find a bag hiding in the cupboard that's 5 months old. This 5-month-old coffee is much more like probably what you're finding in a supermarket. When you buy coffee from a supermarket, it's luck of the draw. You probably got an expiry date. You don't really know when it was roasted, so you can't make an educated guess as to when the best window is to use that coffee. So I'll start with this one. Firstly, assessing coffee. We want to think about many things, flavour, but you can often look at old coffee and you'll actually see more oil coming out of the beans. They'll be coated in oil. Now this might be more prominent in darker roasts where the oils come out more, but often you'll open an aged bag and it will have oils on the beans. We're really happy that this champion blend, even at 5 months old, doesn't have that oil on there, so it's looking really good for 5 months old. So just by sight, you can do that assessment. And then smell it. Old coffee is just smells stale, smells dull, smells like it just doesn't have any life or aromatics to it. So that's the old coffee, kind of not much to it. This is my really fresh coffee, which is so much more aromatic than the old. And then 18 days from roast date. Bit more subtle on the aromatics there, but nice sweetness coming through there. So I don't know, you can crack that old bag and you might be able to smell that stale smell, and you'll know straight away you're kind of fighting a losing battle. So let's put a shot through. We're going to use the Mazda ZM, and I've weighed this out, just my 22.5 gram dose. Put that in there, and I've just got 1 grind setting, so that grind setting is not going to change, because what I want to show you is the difference in the extractions when we just use the same grind setting. Same dose, same grind setting. Same technique, because obviously we're using our dosing pots, our NCD, 14 kilos of pressure on the Sinuat PT2. So come have a look at this extraction. I'll make sure that I purge each head before I go. Remembering this is my old coffee. Now this is a Lamazocco Linear PB. It's got the ABR in it, so it's actually weighing out. Look how thin that is. Look how sad it kind of looks. It's definitely, I can tell the crema is just not there. It's kind of spurting all over the place, which tells me there's probably some channeling happening, and it looks pretty sad. I reckon that's what a lot of people are drinking or seeing when they're pulling extractions at home. And we've got 23 seconds on that extraction. Now, you see 23 seconds on a clock, and I've probably taught you that you would see the 23 seconds and you would think, let's go finer. We'll keep our dose the same. We'll go finer. In this case, if you went finer, you would probably make things worse for yourself, not better. It gets more complicated because you're kind of fighting against something that isn't the problem. All right, so now we've got that. It's kind of pale, it's thin, it's definitely run, if I want to be dialed in at about 30 to 32 seconds, it's definitely run fast. All right, so let's have a look at what it's like if we're using really fresh coffee. Very different to that. That was 5 months old. Let's jump to fresh. Again, we're just going to use the same grind setting, but this is 1 day since roasted. And this was roasted right here in Taormina on the Coffs Coast. What am I doing? I'm looking at the wrong guy now. I'm getting tripped up. All right. Again. Same dose, same technique, same distribution, so we can eliminate the variables of these shots being different because of that. Same pressure on there. And this is my really fresh coffee. So always getting the same yield because of the auto brew ratio on this machine. All right, so some dripping at the start there, definitely a slower extraction. I'm seeing it not running as quickly for sure. See all this bubbles? Crema is a gas, and being so close to the roast state, there's actually CO2 still trapped in the beans. So when you grind them, you release that CO2, and when you extract them, you get those bubbles. That makes it really fluffy, it makes it really bubbly. Yes, it's crema. A lot of people get very excited about crema. It's great. Crema shows you that the gases are still in the beans, because those gases will create different flavors and you'll have different experiences from them. But you'll often get this really fluffy, it's quite hard to pour latte out through. Now I'm going to taste all these and give you that assessment once I've got all three, but you can see how thin that is, how much crema is on that one. One of the technical things that's really happening with fresh coffee is that coffee is far more absorbent. It's going to hang on to that coffee, and it's also going to expand in your portafilter. So when you're pulling that extraction, the water's hitting it and soaking it up, and it's going to hang on to it, and it's going to expand in the puck. It's going to fill up the puck and push against the shower screen and stop the water from coming through. This is going to really just slow down your extraction. You're going to get pressure, a pressurized environment, and that's what we're ultimately happening in the basket when we are using fresh coffee. So that's why fresh coffee can create other issues in that pressurized environment. Now, this is aged 18 days. Now, you would definitely want to read the bag. You would want to have a look online. We have so much content about our recipe using Champion beans. Go and watch the videos on how to dial in our coffee, because we like to give you a recipe so you can repeat the process, but the age of the coffee is going to make a big difference. We recommend using our coffee between 7 to 28 days. That's the window of opportunity. You're going to get the best flavor out of that. So this is 18 days since it was roasted. Again, same grind setting. Beautiful. Again, keeping those variables consistent. All right, let's check out this extraction. Now this is what we would consider to be dialed in. Now that's dropped at 5 seconds. So we're not dripping, we're running smoothly. So now we're getting a nice, rich crema building there. See how the bubbles are gone? We're not getting those intense bubbles going through the spouts. Now we're getting a good flow of even water through. We got 26 seconds on that one. So our first one at 24 seconds ran really quick. That fresh coffee, I don't know if I told you this, was actually 34 seconds, and this was 26 seconds. So now that I know that my coffee is the right age, now I can play with my grind setting. So I would actually need to dial that in a little bit more. I could go a little bit finer and slow that extraction down, and now I'm starting to play with the settings that I want to play with, because ideally we're getting that up to the 30 to 32 seconds. we're at 24, we're at 26, and then the fresh one was way out at 34 seconds. So such a different experience that you're going to get in your times. We didn't make any grind changes, no other variables that we changed, just our times. So we can see here, I'll put them in order. So we've got old. I'm going to go really fresh. We'll go aged and then we'll go old. So this is my really fresh one. It's been sitting there. It'll be quite thick. It'll be, you know, heavy body. Fresh coffee tends to be more acidic. You'll find that your extractions will definitely taste more intense, but the acidity is much more prominent. It'll hit the sides of your tongue. When you hit it with milk, it doesn't really have that nice smooth body that you would expect out of a good blend. And it's definitely not hitting the balance that I would expect out of Champion. Champion, I know I can get some nice sweetness there. The acidity is there, but it's really a milk-based roast. But that's all too many high notes for me. So I want to bring back some of that. I want to just mellow that out a little bit, get a little bit more balanced. And that's what this 18 days aged coffee is going to do. So straight away, washes straight over the tongue, a lot more balance, still has all that mouthfeel and that body, but now the sweetness is kicking in and we're definitely getting more, well, balance is going to be the optimal word there. We're looking forward, so we get some of that acidity is still there, but it's definitely mellowed out. The sweetness is coming out, the body's there, it's a lot more balanced. And then I've got to try this. I've got to try this 5 months old. The crema's gone. And it's just lacking, it's kind of just lacking everything that I would know that our coffee can do. We give you the right ingredients, we want you to help you brew it. So definitely checking your roast dates, checking what you're buying from the supermarket or anywhere. Definitely support your local roaster, definitely jump online and grab some coffee from artisti.com.au, because you can see no grind changes, nothing. That variable of using your coffee within the right amount of time, since that roast date is important. We always refer to bananas. If you pick a banana green and you try to use it, you can eat it, it just won't taste exactly how it should. If you use that banana, much like the aged coffee, it will start to turn yellow and bring out sweetness, and you want to use that banana at its optimal time before it starts to get too brown and smushy and the texture really changes and we lose some of that sweetness. So a lot of the time when we are talking about that 7 to 28 day window, we really want to keep this in a airtight container, in the bag with the seal, and you've got a release valve there, or keep it in something like an airscape container, because as soon as you open the bag, we are going to let those gases out and we'll speed up that aging process. So if you're buying really fresh coffee and it's going to last you a month, maybe you should start buying that coffee smaller bags. Go for a 250 gram bag or a 500 instead of the kilo, and replenish your coffee more often. You'll get a much better result and you'll be making way better coffee at home. And if you're doing this in a cafe and you need support doing this, we definitely help cafes to manage their stock, make sure they're using the coffee at the right age. And this could be the unlock to the growth in your cafe that you're looking for. If I can help you do that, we support cafes all over Australia. So reach out to our team and we'll be able to help you with managing your stock and getting the best out of your coffee. So always look for a roast date and always buy specialty coffee. Let us know in the comments below if you get a chance to do this, if you've tried Champion blend, or if there's any of our blends that you like to drink, or if you know this experiment and you can add any value to the conversation. So definitely put it in the comments below. Check out all the other videos about all the other parts of the recipe that you need to nail in your extraction process. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.